Hey loves, welcome back to Day Spills Tea. I, of course, am the lovely Day. And today I want to talk about this interview that Dr. Wendy Osefo did with Where's the Buzz on YouTube. In the interview, it sounded like she hinted that maybe there's going to be a Dr. Wendy Osefo show in the works. And quite frankly, if it's going to be about politics and her political commentary and other like women's empowerment subjects, I'm here for it. I hope y'all are too. I hope that's what she was actually saying. I don't need another drama show. That's not what I'm looking for. So before we get into all of that, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. You know I do it for the likes. Make sure you leave your opinions in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, take care of that. With that being said, let's get into it. So before we get into what Wendy said about her own personal life, I thought that the advice she kind of gave to Mia was very valid, and I want to know what you all think about that too. So the interviewer was saying that a lot of people feel like Mia is probably different off camera than she is on camera. And she wanted to know if Wendy had experienced that or if she thinks that they just don't jive because they just don't jive. And so what Wendy said was, I think she came into the show with the deliberate intent to only be friends with certain people. And those two people, whoever they don't like, then she's choosing not to like them as well. So I think it's up to her to decide whether or not she wants to blossom on her own or whether she wants to ride the coattails of Giselle and Robin. And then she kind of gave this little bit of advice to Mia, or really to everyone, and said, in this group, the worst thing you can do is inherit someone else's beef or someone else's drama. Okay, so what I liked about this is that she didn't shade Mia. She didn't disrespect her. She didn't try and say anything nasty. She basically made her observation. And I think a lot of us share that same observation because Giselle and Robin have not displayed any desire to be friends with Mia. Like they have treated her horribly from the start. Like they when they had that first scene, I think it was at Wendy's house, when she wanted to show off her new body work and all of that. They was like dogging Mia. They were not trying to feel her. They were trying to pick fights with that girl left and right. And even this past season, they call her a lie about everything she says, which in the words of Dr. Wendy Osefo, we all know she lying. But they just haven't really displayed any behaviors that would lead you to feel like they're trying to be her friend. Yet Mia is clearly like ride or die team Giselle and Robin. And it's just like, why is that? But it really does feel like she watched the show and decided these are the two it girls and these are the girls who I'm going to be friends with, regardless of how they treat me. And I really do think that she's putting herself in a real silly looking situation, like getting on the bandwagon with Giselle on this nonsense about Chris. Like, I don't see the longevity for you on the show if this is how you're going to behave. So I think that she should consider listening to Wendy when Wendy says don't inherit other people's drama and other people's beef, because you're causing trouble with people for no good reason and you looking stupid. You just looking really, really stupid. So anyways, that's how I feel about that. And that's all I really have to say about that. But Robin and Giselle are never going to really have your back, Mia. And I feel like, that's important to note as well. So you've now inherited their beef with Wendy. You're causing trouble and lying on folks, allegedly, because that's what it looks like. But you're not really going to get much out of it. And the rest of the world, for the most part, is tired of Giselle and Robin. So you're attaching yourselves to them and inheriting their beef, as Wendy said. And I don't know if it's really doing you any favors. Anyways, okay, so back to what Wendy said about herself. So the interviewer is like, okay, y'all all saw that whack little shady final update card that they gave Wendy where they just said she was drinking her water. Now, y'all know Dr. Osefo is booked and busy. She doing more than drinking water. So the interviewer wanted to ask her, like, what is the real life update, right? And this is what she said. She said, life is busier than ever. I'm doing 2 to 3 speaking engagements a week. I'm still teaching at my university, so shout out to Wendy for that. We were all kind of concerned. Oh, and Robin was especially concerned about Wendy's employment at Johns Hopkins University, whatever. Anyway, she says she's still teaching at her university. She's juggling 3 classes at graduate level. But then she said, I'm on the verge of a new professional opportunity that I hope you guys will be able to see. So we're going to be able to see it. We're going to watch it. And then she said, I've been a political commentator for some time, but there comes a time in everyone's life where you want to maybe branch out on your own. So she said it's something she hopes we'll be able to see. And then she mentioned being a political commentator, which obviously is something that she does on television. And she said that she may want to branch out on her own. So I'm thinking that it's possible that she's in some talks to maybe do a show where she gets to do some commentary on her own. But if you follow her Instagram, you see she does a lot of speaking engagement for women's groups and things like that. So I'm really hoping that if she does do this show, that it will be geared towards, you know, women's empowerment, women's career moves, women's, you know, just help the girls, like educate us. Now, let me also say this. When Wendy joined the cast, I was not impressed. She was very annoying with all her 4 degrees. But I feel like the experience she had with Giselle and Robin last season kind of snapped her out of that mindset of let me be in with these cast members. And I feel like now we're actually seeing the real Wendy, who's got more to focus on than trying to prove something to these other ladies. And I'm liking it. I'm a fan. I'm always going to be a fan of a woman who's out here doing her dang on thing. And now Wendy is showing us that she can do the dang on thing instead of constantly telling us every episode, because that was hell of annoying. Anyways, so I'm down with it. I really hope that there is a show. I know that last year she was posting pictures on her IG saying that she was on set and she was trying to remember lines. So I think that she's got a little bit of a thirst for the camera, and I'm hoping that we all get to enjoy the benefits of it. Anyway, so that's that on that. Let me know your thoughts. Am I reaching? Do we want to watch if she has a show, or do we think she's just in talks and it's never going to come to fruition? I really hope it does. Anyways, that's all I got. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.